Hi, my name is Doug Tessler from Port City Escape. This is our newest room, Panic in the Bunker. Follow me. So, I'll have the lighting on for the beginning, just to show you some of the dynamic lighting. I will turn on a regular light later to better showcase things, but this is how people walk in. They'll be led to one of these spaces in the room. At that point, what I would generally do is leave, close this door, and turn on the video.
This is a pre-recorded video from Joseph Brothers Photos.
Hello, let me congratulate you on your wise person, Joseph Brothers, for being safe. Or as we like to call home. Pretty soon you'll be jerked off to sleep on the cool blue glow your patented Coolant brand product server. Don't worry, we'll wait just as soon as the global thermonuclear war has passed. Don't worry, your home will hum right along without any needed assistance. It has been professionally maintained up until now and has enough hydrogen fuel to last for centuries, should need occur. Good night, proud customers. Good night.
This is a pre-recorded video from Joseph Brothers Photos.
Good morning, fellow customer. I have good news and I have bad news. The good news is that if you follow my instructions, everything should be A-OK. The door to your living area will open and you'll live the rest of your lives with all the comfort that the premium model can afford to you. The bad news is that a long time has passed and all of your messages not been received. Background radiation will remain too high for rehabilitation. On top of all that, your nuclear reactor has run out of hydrogen fuel and is running on emergency power. In 1 hour, you will no longer have enough energy to fire the lasers which begin the fusion process. Your emergency plan goes over how to fix this, but I will go over it in detail myself. To begin.
Okay, so I'm going to turn on the lights throughout. There are lighting effects that will occur at various times. As far as lights flickering, the lights going on and off, as if there is truly a power outage and damage. Additionally, you can see other lighting effects that will be going on. There are sound effects, which are fairly muted at the moment, again, just for this video. So, if you excuse Coda, our dog is here today. She's not included with the prop. There are multiple puzzles that people can begin with. One is this wiring puzzle. It's a fairly basic idea where you're trying to connect the wires. There's a description of what happened that has caused this, and what you're trying to do is find the right wiring combination to unlock the bottom container here. You can judge where you are as far as horizontal and vertical, meaning you're getting warm. Basically, the machine telling you you're getting warmer until you finally light up the strong signal, at which time this aperture opens and the old dead hydrogen fuel core falls out. This reactor here has various lighting depending on the conditions, and also indicator lights to show what's going on in the room. Initially, your hydrogen fuel is empty, and as you complete the necessary tasks, these things light up. Another person is oftentimes working at this air purification system. Again, it's usually dark, but you can relatively dark, but you can see that there is a piece of cloth that's been sucked in through the system that also has somebody's name badge on it within. And the issue is it's been sucked up into the system. People will find this radiation detector, and they can slide it in here, blocking the airflow, which drops the card in there. But then they're faced with having to unlock this. Inside of this cabinet, which is something that people find eventually, but a lot of people miss it at first, they have power node identification, which gives you these codes, but doesn't give you what it's for. Now, somewhere elsewhere in the room, you have a power node control center, which links the various systems to those numbers. So what you do is you find the air purification system, which is number 8, go over here, look at number 8, and that gives you the combination to this. You're then able to open this up and get the key card out. This room is very non-linear. which is to say that there are multiple things going on at once. So somebody's oftentimes looking at this, working on this, somebody at the wire, and then as I go through this room, essentially anything in this room can be completed at any point in time. And again, multiple people are usually working on multiple parts of it. So you get this key card which tells you how to open the service closet and also how to open a toolbox which we haven't found yet. Now it tells you to use the first two and the last two coolant numbers. Now, oftentimes by this point, people have found the coolant numbers. We have battery that you have to take from that little ham radio, place inside of here, and then press a button which gives you the numbers necessary to open the door there. Essentially turning on the defrost for the coolant. You're then able to access this other room. Meanwhile, people are finding other things in here. There's a lock chest with a key that they don't have access to. They find an older calculator with an odd port to it. And eventually somebody will walk over here, open this up and find a wire. Now one thing that's oftentimes missed is a key that's also in here that does go to that aforementioned box. Frequently missed even though it's in here. We even wrote key on it sort of more as a comedic thing for people when they actually realize that they didn't find it. Also here people will find a little transistor radio, and in here are two batteries with no apparent use as of yet. Going in here, we have our car. Essentially the story is that a car has crashed through the wall, blown from the nuclear explosion that occurred, and then blown through here. And fortunately for the people that are in the bunker, it also happens to have, it's nuclear powered, has a hydrogen fuel core and lithium, which is what is needed. Inside of this car are multiple different puzzles, lighting effects. You can't see it because the lights are on, but this car is lit up here. We have a hydrogen, showing that there's some hydrogen fuel left. When you take the hydrogen out, the lights go off, the hydrogen fuel symbol disappears, that sort of thing. And there's also something in the car, which I'll mention later. You use the book that you're given to help open up that chest. The card tells you that you use the UIN number, which is a unique identification number. You have this book, which has been partially ruined. You can see we've got some burn and mold sort of looking effects to it. And it gives you this sort of UIN number. It's with a series of letters and numbers, but most of them are ruined. In the room, there are two sets of letters and numbers that you can match up, and one over here, in order to get that code to open up the tool chest. In the tool chest is a hex wrench, which you can use to open up various compartments, including the lithium compartment, and a flashlight, which doesn't work. But you take these batteries out, replace them with the batteries you found earlier, you have a working flashlight, which is very useful for finding the hidden code in the car. Inside of the car, the rearview mirror has broken and fallen onto the seat. By shining the light onto the rearview mirror, you can see a card that gives you the number to this combination. You know where to look because earlier on, one of our props has an ad for the car talking about the code that you use, etc., and the fact that the owner has a car. So this gives you the clue to sort of look into the car, and then the badge itself is sort of cleverly hidden through the use of a mirror. Eventually, what you do is you have to connect the lithium to here in order to add more lithium, and you have to take the hydrogen fuel core out of the car. There's another puzzle that involves connecting wires from a power source into a box in this room where you're able to get some of the tubing, and people oftentimes will get that tubing, connect it, and realize it doesn't reach. On the coolant tank on the opposite side of the room is another piece of tubing that they then connect together to snake it to it. During these times, we have every time you complete something as far as these tasks go, there are lighting effects, there are sound effects that indicate that things are changing. The colors and lights change on the reactor itself, lights go on there, and there are these voice triggers that occur as well. The